Hello everyone, Matt Thompson with you here at the Westpac Centre, where last night there was a secret meeting involving all the parties in the Travis Cloke contract negotiations. At the end of the day, the meeting not so secret because we all know about it, but Coach Nathan Buckley says there was no breakthrough.
We have a lot of secret meetings. Generally you don't find out about them. Look, we are having discussions with all our uncontracted players. There's a disproportionate amount of focus on Travis at the moment. We don't really want to buy into that. You know, we think that things are going along particularly well with his situation and with others, and we'll deal with that in due course.
Whether or not Cloke is closer to re-signing, there is no doubt the interest remains from other clubs. But if you take the Blues as a case in point, Stephen Kernahan and Brett Ratton are on the same page on this one.
I know we've had list management probably 6 weeks ago. We talk about players out of contract and whether something's happened beyond the scene, but I just know that I'm worrying about the Kangaroos this week. We played against Travis and our view was to stop him as much as we could, and Michael did a pretty good job on the night. So, that is, you probably expect Travis to sign with Collingwood very soon or whatever happens, but.
But I'll bet London to a brickie, Travis Cloke will be starting at Collingwood, so we won't have to worry about it too much. But, they're very scarce centre forwards. Everyone's after one.
On the field, the Pies need to bounce back against the Cats on Saturday night. There's no doubt they could use Scott Pendlebury, but the coach says it's too early to make a call on his return.
Basically, pretty close to getting the green light the last 2 weeks. We were very close last week, but in the end, you make the decision based on the recommendation of your medical staff. And there was, 10% more healing to take place, and we were pretty confident that this week was going to get him over the top. I can't categorically say he's going to be in until we get the green light from the doctor.
A closed session at Carlton. Clearly the pressure has eased on Brett Ratton, but no call as yet on Mark Murphy and whether or not he'll return for Friday night's clash with the Kangaroos.
No, he was out on the track. We'll just have to see how he pulls up and what the risk is to play him. We think he's heading in the right direction, but we'll make a call, I suppose, after today, and then we'll see how he goes Thursday before we select him in the team or out of the team.
Despite a narrow loss to the Eagles, things are moving nicely at the Kangaroos. There's clearly a buzz at the club ahead of their rare return to the Friday night stage against Carlton.
We always sort of need to win, no matter what, especially at this club. We're looking forward to this week, Friday night, against a team that's in the same position as us on the ladder, I think. So, whoever wins this one is going to obviously be on top of the other one. So, pretty simple, but we're looking forward to it.
Geelong has accepted Jimmy Bartell's 2-match striking ban, which will see him miss crucial clashes against the Pies and the Bombers. But coach Chris Scott has refused to criticise the Brownlow medalist.
We're disappointed he's not going to be available, but we understand things happen. I think Jimmy's a very experienced player. He's got a pretty good record. Everyone respects him as a ball player, so we'll treat it as an isolated incident and move on.
In better news for the reigning premiers, Steve Johnson is set to come back after being a late withdrawal against the Suns.
Yeah, we're pretty confident. I mean, we haven't had a decent session post-game, so this will be the first one. But, we're pretty confident he'll be right. It was hamstring tightness. There was no damage, so it was more precautionary than anything. But given that we made that decision, we'd be pretty confident he'll be right this week.
Richmond has been one of 2012's big improvers, but there's still one element of the game Sean Grigg believes he and his teammates are yet to master.
I don't know. I was guilty of missing a couple, and Jack is the first bloke to put his hand up and say that. So, we work every week with goal kicking, so I'm sure we're going up to Cairns Thursday, having a good run around there. So we'll get back to the basics and hopefully slot them through.
Desperate to turn the tables after a 3-game losing streak, the Bulldogs are a chance to regain key defender Tom Williams for Sunday's clash against the Hawks. The injury-prone 25-year-old has been sidelined since dislocating his shoulder in the pre-season.
Yeah, well, he's certainly in the mix. I think his last 2 hit-outs in the last fortnight in the VFL have been really promising. So we'll certainly discuss that at some point this week and see what happens later on in the week.
In further good news, Sean Higgins and Adam Cooney are both likely to shake off injury concerns. And with Travis Boak's future still up in the air, Port Adelaide has at last received some good news, with young gun Matthew Broadbent re-signing with the club for an undisclosed term. Okay, and just before we go, a mammoth night ahead at Tribunal hearings. First of all, at the AFL Tribunal, Luke Shuey and Quinton Lynch from the West Coast Eagles, and also Jeremy Cameron from the Giants challenging their charges, and contesting one-match bans at the VFL Tribunal, Robbie Warnock from the Blues and also Tom Bell-Chambers from the Bombers. That is our report on this Tuesday. Of course, footy news breaks all the time, so click back soon for the very latest.